On this week's episode, we talk about Army of the Dead.
Yeah, the new Netflix Zack Snyder zombie/heist movie.
And other pop culture news of the week. We just saw Army of the Dead, which we said this is from Netflix and Zack Snyder. It was released in theaters first, and on Netflix only a little bit later on May 21st.
Yeah. So let's start talking a little bit about known spoilers, like what's on the trailer, for instance. So this is a zombie movie slash heist movie. Is directed by Zack Snyder. It's wrote by Zack Snyder and some other guy, I can't remember his name. Well, he also did the photography himself. I mean, he directed the photography himself.
It shows.
Yeah, and what else? Netflix is out at the movies at Cinemark, I think. I'm not sure if it's everywhere. I usually go to a Megaplex. That's right next door. But this time I had to go to the Cinemark XD because it was the only place near showing. So Zack Snyder, director of Man of Steel, Justice League, Batman vs Superman, 300, Watchmen, and also Dawn of the Dead, the remake that we had the chance to rewatch a couple weeks ago. And so he's back to the zombie genre. And before we start saying what we thought about the movie, what's on the trailer?
So the trailer opens up with a thoughtful country song in the background and Dave Bautista flipping burgers in a diner. And as the song plays, we kind of see a montage of him, flipping burgers, reuniting with old friends, maybe starting to put together some kind of plan. He's got big guns. He's got these, but he's also got like actual big guns. Pulling his friends together. We see flashes of Las Vegas, the strip, just completely devastated, desolate, except for zombies everywhere. And then this montage fades into Sonata, the Japanese actor who played Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. I forgot his name. Something Sonata. Anyway, he shows up and he says, like, look, there's $200 million in this vault. Get a team, go get it, and you can have some. And yeah, what happens from there?
The team goes and it's in and out, and it's easy. It's $250 million dollars under this on this vault under this casino at the Strip in Las Vegas. But we learned from the trailer that Las Vegas is infested. It's heavily populated by zombies.
Yeah, and there's like a wall around the city, so we see them have to like sneak in, fight their way through. But we start to see in the trailer these aren't your ordinary zombies.
Yes, and there's lines in the trailer. This lady that apparently knows something about the zombies. That these zombies are stronger, they're faster, they are organized, And that's something that you already knew about Snyder zombies from Dawn of the Dead. They are fast.
Yes.
They're not like brains. No, they run. And there's a clip on the trailer that there's a guy's trying to hit the zombie. Usually is how he kills zombie, hit in the head, but the zombie's like he dodges, he ducks and get away from the guy. He basically is like capoeira kind of zombies. So yeah, what else?
And then for me, this was the most intriguing part about the trailer. We also see there's this zombie in a cape with a staff standing on top of the Statue of Liberty on the Strip and kind of looking out. And then we see this zombie, sort of like a zombie queen almost. She's wearing like jewelry. It's clear she was like a showgirl who turned into a...
Yeah, that's why I call her Lola.
Yeah. He called her Lola. I call her the Dark Queen.
Because of the song, you know the song, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Her name is Lola. She was a showgirl.
Oh, yeah.
What's that name? Barry Manilow? Yeah.
Anyway, so they give us some glimpses of these organized zombies, and and what it takes to get them. We see a couple shots of the whole team, and that's pretty much what the trailer gives us, right?
Yeah. All with this beautiful country song. The trailer is already very interesting, and it's interesting to watch the trailer after you watch the movie, because the trailer gives some stuff, shows some stuff. Like if you watch it and think it's chronological, there's more to it, but we're gonna get to it. So also from the trailer, we learned that the team is big and diverse. There's not only men, but there's women, and there's a black people, and there's a French girl, and there's a
German guy,
and a Latino guy. So there's like, he combined these people, and you're gonna learn why. He combined all these different type of people together to get this big buckets of money under the strip. Well, anyway, so this is what the trailer reveals about Army of the Dead. Of course, we do see the cast. We see Dave Bautista. We see Garrett Dillahunt, and that's probably the only two names I know. There's the Latina girl. It's very famous. I can't remember her name.
Me neither. There were a lot of like familiar faces.
I think it's Paz Vega. Is that her?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna pull it. I always have it up on IMDb.
So
but give me just a minute.
Yeah, I think it's Paz Vega.
Ana de la
yeah, they basically look the same. Not kidding. They kind of do. Anyways, so so going now to what we saw on the movie, and spoiler alert.
Yeah. Okay, so the movie starts with a convoy, like a military convoy on the highway. Oh, no. Does it start with a convoy or with just married?
Huh?
With
just married. It's kind of the same because they're on the same road.
Yeah.
But so the convoy, we had like seen a shot, like a blink kind of quick shot on the trailers, like this convoy driving to this night road. Yes.
Yeah, and obviously through the desert and all that. So the movie opens with this convoy tricked out, like big Humvees and trucks, and they're guarding this payload, this big just box. It's like iron box. It's all like sealed up and chained up, and there's a couple guys in the lead truck.
And they do the conversation. We do learn that they left Area 51. So it's one of those obscure, secret, mysterious things that they do at Area 51.
Yeah. And they have no idea what they're carrying, so they're kind of joking around like, oh, is it aliens? Oh, it's a dinosaur. Like, it's a nuclear bomb. They're joking with each other. In the meantime, there's a couple in kind of a cool old muscle car, and they just got married in Las Vegas, and they're all like, yay, woo, we're married, and isn't it great, and we're so crazy. And so we see these two, we cut back and forth between them, and it reminds me a lot of Final Destination, when you know that something horrific is about to happen, and it gives you lots of visual clues. Like, there's lots of options for how this disaster could unfold. We see they've got like the just married like cans behind their truck or behind their car, and these soldiers driving the lead truck are distracting each other. And at one point, this bride bends over to give her man a blowjob on the road. So what's it gonna be? What takes them down? The blowjob, the cans, the distraction. It was a blowjob. He's distracted. The soldiers are distracted. Boom! They crash into each other. And in the ensuing just disaster, the payload rolls down the road, and the door opens. Dun dun dun. And soldiers on the radio like, hey, we need help right away. And the voice on the radio says, well, how's the payload? And like, oh, it's compromised. And it's quiet for a minute, and then she goes, get out, just leave everybody behind, just get out of there. And by this time, we've seen this like giant, super muscly zombie climb out. He's got like a crew cut and dog tag, so I think...
I noticed the dog tag, I didn't notice the cut.
Yeah, well, not a crew cut, but anyway, the dog tags, I think, are the most important. Yeah. So Where did this zombie come from? Was this some kind of like super soldier experiment? Who knows? Either way, climbs out, starts hunting soldiers, killing all of them, and we cut from there to a fantastic montage of Las Vegas being just devastated by a zombie apocalypse, and it's very entertaining.
Yes, all sorts of zombies. I must say that probably a lot of Elvis impersonators were heard during the production of that movie. But
and this is all done to the tune of Viva Las Vegas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just great.
And
dark humor.
And yeah, so we see the zombies taking over, and then we start seeing clips of our characters, every single one in different moments of the apocalypse, trying to get out of Las Vegas in their very different ways, and like right before or in the middle of the presentation, that clip where they are on action, they pause. I mean, not like they pause, but there's a image of them standing up holding a picture of the family, or a picture of himself graduating, and some information. So we learned that one is that has a master's in philosophy. And we learned that some are former military and all that, and we see all the skills. And then after that big montage of them escaping and fighting, we see Las Vegas being closed by this big gigantic metal wall made of naval containers.
Yeah, like shipping containers.
And then it cuts to the scene that we see in the trailer with Batista flipping burgers.
Yeah.
You know, this tough guy that was killing zombies now is flipping burgers. And then comes this Japanese guy.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
On a suit, looks important, comes with a entourage. And talks to him, is like, hey, what you doing here? It's like, I know, for a man like me doing flipping burgers. And then he offers him the deal. It's like, hey, there's $250 million there. If you go there, I give you 50, right? I give you $50 million. And you
put together your crew, split the money among you however you want. And then starts the whole, preparation. He go recruiting people according to the skills. There's this internet sensation that goes out and kills zombies and score like a video game. Yeah, like he's a TikToker.
Is it TikToker?
Yeah, it's TikTok.
It's not YouTube?
No, he does it for TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this guy that apparently is, they need a, like in Philadelphia, they need a wild card. This guy is supposed to be like the wild card, fearless and crazy.
And a great sharpshooter too.
Yes. He goes to a friend. First he goes to the best friend that they met together before when they're trying to escape. She's a mechanic. And she's going to be partner with him, and she helps him recruit and prepare everything. And they're gonna go for they need someone to open the vault where the money is, and they find this great character, this German guy named Dieter.
This kid is like the definition of young and fresh faced. He's like blonde curly hair, and this like the one clean like pale person in the middle of all these like dirty tanned like sweaty desert dweller. Anyway, and he's super nice. So they show him the blueprints, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, the safe. This is." He compares it to a Wagner opera, and he's like, "Yes, I'll come with you." So already it's an amazing cast. They get Tig Notaro is going to be there.
Just one thing about Dieter. Dieter is also the star of this show that's coming to Netflix soon called Army of Thieves. It's a prequel show. It's starring not only him but Natalie Emmanuel, Ruby Ophie, and several others. It was directed by him, by Dieter himself, and it was wrote and produced by Zack Snyder. But yeah, it should be on Netflix soon.
Okay.
But yeah.
So that's a prequel for Army of the Dead.
Yes. Well, it has to be a prequel because we learned that Dieter died.
Well, yeah. No question.
Yeah. But yeah, so they recruit all these people. Tig Notaro is the helicopter pilot
to get them out.
Oh, because yes, there's like that Las Vegas. The quarantine zone is a non-constitutional area of the United States. So the Constitution is not valid there. There's no laws. And there's no what's it called? Airspace, no
it's a restricted area. No fly zone.
But you can go in there. You know, the military is monitoring. You can go in there, but you can get out. So part of the plan is there's a helicopter in the top of Mount Olympus, or the casino. Olympus Casino. So the goal is to go get the money, put in the helicopter, get out to the sunset.
Yes.
Like, pretty simple. In and out.
Just to add a little sense of urgency, a little drama to this, they are on a pretty tight clock. They have, I think by the time they get everything together, they have something like 32 hours before the president nukes Las Vegas. That's the final solution. We see like bits of news clips where they're talking about, after a lot of discussion and debating and like human rights and all this other stuff, they finally decide the best thing to do, the safest thing to do, is to just nuke Las Vegas and to eliminate this zombie threat. So to add to the whole heist thing, they're on a clock. So they assemble our cast of characters, and the last person they need is someone to take them into the city. And we find out that there are these quarantine camps that are set, kind of like refugee camps, where people who have fled Las Vegas but for some reason are being kept in quarantine. And we find out that Dave Bautista's daughter is a volunteer in one of these camps, and she has friends there, and she and her dad are estranged, but we find out that one of her friends snuck into the city and hasn't come back, and she wants to go get her. So the daughter joins the team and also gets them this coyote named Lily, I think. Anyway, this coyote to get them into the city. And then at the last minute, the coyote grabs this guard who has shown that he's like an abuser, he's a rapist, like he's just the worst. But she's like, hey, we need him too. So they promise him like $5,000 or something and take him into the city. So finally, after all this build up, all this team assembling, we're in. Yeah.
So they get in, and as soon as they get in, the first thing they do, the blondie French girl does, the coyote, she drops the guard.
Yep.
And people are like, what you doing? It's like, we have to give them an offer. That's how we go through. These are not what do you think they are. They faster, they are smarter, they are organized. And we have to show them subservience, giving them an offer so we have free pass. And so they drop this guy, and then comes the Lola comes the queen, and she comes with someone else. And also we saw the first time we see Valentine, the zombie, a white tiger that used to belong to Siegfried and Roy. So there's already like starts like big time, and they take the guy somewhere. Apparently they're gonna take the guy and transform him in a zombie. And so our heroes go to the hotel, go to the Olympus to get the money.
Yeah, and so for the next little bit of the movie, we kind of cut between them getting to the casino and, acting out their plan, and the zombies. And we see the zombies, like the zombie king and queen, and how they're not going to eat this guard. They turn him into a zombie, and how they've got these 3 humans, including the daughter's friend, but they've kept them in a room. They're not dead yet. They've kept them in a room, and they're taking them out like one by one for food or to turn them into zombies too. So we get to see some of this organization, including a zombie horse and a zombie tiger. As the team goes through, things are going pretty well, but we find out there's someone on the team who's one of the Tanaka is the Japanese character who who's funding the whole thing. And so, anyway, we find out Tanaka sent his head of security in there, and we find out like he's maybe not so great. He gets one of the characters killed. He's not really blending with the team, so something is going on with him. They finally get to the casino. Dave Bautista and his daughter go turn on the generators. They have a heart-to-heart and are starting to like reconcile. And we see Dieter and the master, the guy with the master of philosophy. I forgot his name. Either way, they go down to open up the safe. Things are going well, but you can tell like, something pretty bad is about to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so while they're all getting the money out, the helicopter pilot is up. The helicopter's in bad shape, but she's trying to fix it. While all this is going down, this security guy who works for Tanaka and the coyote go outside.
Because he told her that he wants the blood from one of them.
Yeah.
But it turns out he doesn't want the blood only. He cuts her head.
He cuts the head off the queen, which like,
And put in a bag. It's like, okay, you're going to take this. This is going to be really worth a lot of money for us outside. And it turns out
that...
the
ultimate WMD.
And turns out that when they call... in one moment when the Japanese drug lord, or whatever he is, goes...
He runs the casinos.
He owns a casino?
Yeah.
Yeah, outside.
No, he runs that casino.
That casino?
Yeah, that's why this guy has like the access cards and it's his casino.
Okay, that wasn't clear for me. Anyways, so the casino owner, let's call him that, he calls Dave Bautista about the deal. We find out that they close the deal. It's like, okay, we're ready. When he hangs the phone, we see on the he tells people on the room, it's like, yeah, we in. And we see military people.
Yes.
So there was more to money involved. There was first we saw that this all started with the military, and he had people in the military that hired him and hired the gathers inside to bring a head, and he talks about like weaponize that, and politics and military. Just one fun bit on one of the scenes on the news, we do see Sean Spicer and Donna Brazil, whatever her name is pronounced. Yeah. He was a former press secretary. He was Trump's
first press secretary. Yeah.
And she was the head of the Democratic Party, involved in stealing the election from Bernie to Hillary. So two famous political people. Yeah. And they actually speaking the line. So it was like, that's funny. But yeah, so we know there was more to it than the money. And this guy grabs the head and it's like, let's go. And well, from the beginning he was not to be trusted. We noticed that he's like, he backstabbed one of the crew members, this girl, just because
she didn't trust him.
Yeah.
And she made that very clear.
Yeah, and she dies because he set a trap for her, and the zombies eat her. But anyways, moving on.
Yeah, so, and it's at this point that everything kind of starts to fall apart, because this guy, not only is he a bad guy, but he's a total idiot, right? He kills the queen, or at least he takes her head off, and...
because she's dead already.
Yeah, it's complicated. So the head is actually kind of some cool puppetry, like the head is still, like, alive, undead. Anyway, but the zombie king comes and he finds the body, and he's like, that's it. Like, we need to end these people. So he puts on, he's got this cool, like, metal mask that he wears. It's very Spartan.
It's very
300 vibes.
For me, it's like a very Hurukai vibes. Like strong and and this one has this metal mask. And horses. He rides a horse. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very different. It's very gory sometimes. Yeah. But it's very different than the zombie movies. It's like some cliches they're not there, and it reminds me of comic books, because it's like he creates this whole narrative and universe that it has the zombie elements, and they call it zombies.
They do, yeah.
They don't run away for that. They call it they have all the synonyms
for it.
Infected.
Yeah. No, they're zombies.
But they are this background, this mysterious, mystic or genetic, scientific to them, because they do have they're not the same, right? They have a hierarchy, and they are they have their organized culture system. You know, have the leaders and the leader Eid. Is that lead? Yes. Yeah.
The leaders and the lead. Oh, and on top of all that, the queen was pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's like, these are not your ordinary run-of-the-mill zombies.
Yeah, because was she pregnant? That's other, you know. Was she pregnant when she became a zombie, or she was pregnant, you know?
I think it was after, because we see the Zombie King, like when they first reunite at the beginning of the movie, he kneels and he like puts his ear against her stomach and he's all like, yeah, it's great. And then when he pulls the baby out, this is a very gruesome scene, but when he brings her dead body back and he pulls out this tiny little baby and it changes color. So it just seems like there was something happening there.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we should not overthink the science of the undead, because
I mean, in that for me, there's the interesting thing is beyond science, because it's almost like mythical, you know. But that's why it reminds me of the Urukai, because those creatures they procreate, they have sex. Actually, not right. No, the
Urukai Saruman pulled out of the ground. Yeah.
They use hobbits, right?
Elves.
Elves are the Urukai. The orcs are made of
elves.
Hobbits, right?
No,
they're all elves?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a regular orc and a Uruk?
The Urukai were like created by Saruman. That was like some.
And the other ones?
I really don't know that much. It's been a long time since I read them.
Anyways, so there's this whole thing it's more than like undead walking around and trying to eat brains. It seems like they have purpose, and they kidnap people to make them into them. And anyways, so they finally get to the safe. They get it open. The vault.
There's an insane amount of money in there. There's much rejoicing. They start getting it up to the helicopter, which is barely working, but working.
But the boyfriend is really angry.
The boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Zombie King.
Yeah, they killed her. I mean, took the girlfriend's head.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're
Tony.
about to get out.
Let's call him Tony. If she's Lola, he's Tony.
Okay. They're about to get out, and then they're on an even tighter time crunch because the president decided, you know what, the 4th of July is a really bad day to drop a bomb, and I don't want to do it later, so they moved up the nuclear bomb 24 hours. So they only have like a couple of hours to get out of the city before it gets nuked. And now people start dying. The security chief dead. The coyote dead. The Dieter and his friend. Dieter sacrifices himself to save his friend.
His friend, the boyfriend Tony shows up, and his friend's like, okay, you want to fight? Let's fight. So he tried to take on the Zombie King by himself. And
but they can't get him because he's wearing this metal mask.
Yes,
he knows.
Yeah, and he got hurt quite a bit, but he's still alive. And and this is right by the vault, because everybody left, and the last ones, and they go back to get the money, but on the way back the Zombie King shows up, so they fight, get hurt, and then Dieter grab him and throw him into the vault, close the vault to save his life. In the process he dies.
Beautiful. In the meantime, Dave Bautista's daughter recognizes the zombies have left. This is her one opportunity to go rescue her friend. So she runs off, and Bautista realizes, like, oh, great, like, I gotta get my daughter. His best friend, Maria, the mechanic, the first person he recruited to this team, they realize, like, oh, no, actually, we're kind of in love with each other. Like, let's move on together. And then she's killed, so like everything's falling apart. He runs up to the helicopter. He's like, look, we got to go to the Olympus, we got to go to this other casino. We got to rescue my daughter. But we only have a few minutes because this bomb's going to drop like any minute now. We got to get out of here. So that's pretty much it, right? So they go over. He runs in to, they've only got 9 minutes now, I think. He runs into the casino to try to find his daughter, who has rescued the friends, but now all the zombie horde is coming back. It's a whole thing. He finds the daughter, he finds the friend, they get into the helicopter, and they're starting to fly away, but Mr. Zombie King, boyfriend Tony, whatever you want to call him, leaps off the building and lands inside the helicopter. So now we've got a beat up helicopter trying to fly away and get out of range before this nuclear bomb hits, with Superman Zombie King inside, fighting Dave Bautista. And it's pretty bad, but obviously, eventually, Bautista kills him. And then, did they crash before, or?
No, he kills him. But then, during this whole fight in the helicopter, the pilot gets hurt.
Yes.
Super hurt. So they end up crashing.
Yes.
So
they do make it outside of the city, pretty far. But in the crash, the pilot's dead, the friend is dead, and it's just the daughter and Bautista now.
Yeah.
And he's pretty hurt. They're talking.
So emotional conversation about
food trucks
and love and what to go and live your life and help these people.
Yeah.
How you have some money left because he had some toilet paper money left. And
they realize he was bitten.
And then he dies. And as soon as he dies, not long after, he starts waking up as a zombie.
Yep.
And she has to kill him, and she does.
She shoots him in the head.
And
horrible.
That's it. And then a helicopter.
Nuclear bomb.
No, the nuclear bomb was when they were escaping. That's what made them crash. It was the bomb.
I have a goldfish's memory.
The helicopter managed to get out of Las Vegas.
Okay.
And then the bomb explodes. Yes. The pilot is already hurt because of the fight. And then the helicopter is like not the best helicopter, is flying away. But then the bomb explodes. And actually we see the pilot see the rockets crossing the sky right in front of them, and then explodes, and then the shockwave throws the helicopter on the desert out of the blasting zone, but out of the zombie zone. So technically the only zombie we have left to deal with is the king, but then he dies during the fight. He got shot and his brain splashed all over. But when Bautista died, he is the remaining last zombie, and she has to kill him. She kills him, and then comes help on a military helicopter comes down to help, and then cuts. That's it. And it looked like it would be the end, but then it cuts back to Las Vegas, and we see what's his character's name?
That's a great question. His character,
Vanderholt.
Vanderholt.
Comes out of the underground. Apparently he found a way out of the vault and survived the blast. And he's carrying like big bags of money. So he comes out. He comes out of the quarantine zone. He finds a car in some house and drives to Utah.
Yeah.
And
finds a little private airfield. And
hires a plane. So okay, take me out of here. And then he's in a plane, living the life full of money, drinking champagne with the flight attendants. And then he starts feeling, I'm not feeling well.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, your skin feels so cold. Let's get you a blanket. Let's get you comfortable.
And then I know I just need to go to the bathroom, wash up, and I'll feel good. And then when he goes to the bathroom, we find out that he's bitten.
Yep.
And just as we hear the pilot saying, "Oh, attention, please! We just arriving in Mexico. Please,
Mexico City.
Fasten your seatbelts." And then he laughs and cut.
Yeah.
So, you know, like zombie movies do, there's always more. And, you know, there's always a hint for more. And this is the hint for more. And there's no confirmation of a sequel for by Netflix. But it could happen. Netflix is doing quite a bit. And if this one is successful, if it hits the numbers, you know, they just announced Enola Holmes sequel. Like that one, if this one is successful, they definitely could make more. And it was a very, very fun movie. It was very good. It was like the combining heist and zombies was very, very clever.
It was different. So like the zombie movies have been done. There are a lot of them out there. I'm not complaining. They're super fun. But this one, yeah, like you said, the heist makes it different. The whole Las Vegas setting was fantastic. And yeah, sorry, and right.
Yeah, I love
heist.
Yeah, and it was beautifully photographed. There's a lot of close-ups that are very interesting. Then the special effects and makeup and the production was really well done. And the cast was terrific. They were all really, really good.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Ocean's 11. I don't know. It's more like any heist movie, like where it's. You have the fun of the plot, you know, this complex plot, and will they, won't they, like, are they going to pull it off? You have the fun of the zombies, like the gratuitous gore and violence and the blah, blah, blah of killing the zombies. But then you also have these great dynamics among this cast of characters who wouldn't really ever go together except for this heist, you know, and it's just a great combination, a great formula for a good movie, and Snyder and his team, everybody else did a great job making it. And it was a lot of interesting use of focus and blurring.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of moments where everything is like out of focus, but it had a very, I don't know, artistic, beautiful visual effect.
Okay. You sure you don't need glasses?
I did wear my glasses. Anyway,
so Army of the Dead is
Yeah.
available on theaters everywhere, and it will be on Netflix for everywhere in the planet for May 21st.
Yes. All right. Let's stick with Netflix for a minute. You already mentioned that Enola Holmes is set for a sequel, and both Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill will be returning for it.
Yeah, you can't do Holmes without Sherlock. I mean, I guess.
Well, in this case,
Enola
you could do Enola. Yeah, he's optional, but I'm very happy he's coming back. Rejoicing, yay!
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe if we're lucky enough, if Netflix is gonna do something with Sherlock.
Sure.
Since this seems like the other one is done, right?
The BBC one, Cumberbatch. Yeah, I think so.
They done.
Yeah, honestly, they should have been done like 2.5 seasons in.
Yeah. And Robert Downey Jr., Guy Ritchie's. They both Guy Ritchie's?
I'm not sure.
I think the first one is. I'm not sure about the second.
Yeah.
But Guy Ritchie's Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock. They wanted to do the third one, but it didn't happen.
Luck.
Who knows if it will happen? You know, it's like the sequel for Rock'n'Rolla. Again, both ended in cliffhangers, but not cliffhangers. The Sherlock Into the Shadows, whatever it's called. It was Shadow of Games. Game of Shadows. In the cliffhanger, sort of. In Rock'n'Rolla was like, this will continue, and whatever. Yeah. But it's Rock'n'Rolla especially is pretty hard. It's a big cast. They all super famous now, and yeah. But who knows? Maybe we're gonna have a new Sherlock on Cavill, but it's up to Netflix.
It is.
And
in the meantime, Enola Holmes the first one was fantastic. So even if they just stick with Enola Holmes, there's still going to be there's a lot of good content.
Yeah, at least
there, and it is a whole series of books, so there's a lot of source material available. Okay, we've got a new teaser for Stranger Things season 4.
Yeah.
And it's season 4, but the teaser is all about 11.
Yeah, it's like it looks like it's gonna go into flashbacks of what happened to her in captivity.
Yeah, we see like kids in hospital gowns but who maybe have some powers.
The other 10, right?
Yeah. We see Papa. We hear the kids like, "Good morning, Papa," and then we see 11, and that's it. It's really just a teaser.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's happening. Let's go over to HBO. We got some new first look images from the Game of Thrones spinoff. Was it House of Dragons? House of the Dragon?
House of the Dragon.
Okay, House of the Dragon. What did you think of those images?
Game of Thrones looks like Game of Thrones. Not much you can tell.
Yeah.
Say.
Lots of silvery white hair.
And the Targaryen trademark hair. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. There's a lot to explore in that mythology.
Yeah, and going so far back is great.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be connected at all. Beyond Targaryens having white hair, some stuff with dragons, and them being like a little bit crazy.
Yep.
That's all we need. Okay, HBO Max is also working on a Green Lantern series. And we got some info about that.
How we knew that? They just announced the actor they're gonna perform. They're gonna be Gardner, whatever. I never know.
I think it's Guy.
Guy.
If he's American, it's probably Guy.
Yeah.
French, it would be Guy.
Yeah, because
that's the assumption.
The guy's name is Guy. For me, it was always weird. Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be Guy Gardner.
So we have the name of the actor, don't we?
Yeah, Finn Wittrock.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I feel like Finn Wittrock. That could be a hero name too.
They cast a Finn to be a guy. Okay.
All right. Anything you want to add about that?
No, that's it. That's all we know. We don't know. Yeah. We know we're gonna have not plenty. We're gonna have a lot of Green Lanterns on the show. It's not gonna focus on one. It's gonna be like a Green Lantern Corps show. We're gonna have Guy Gardner. We're gonna have Alan Scott. It's like the studios and Warner's like going crazy for diversity now. They feel like they need to do that for whatever reason. But in this show, they're gonna do that because they kind of have an opportunity because we have the Black Green Lantern, Jon Stewart, which is not clear if he's gonna be on the show, but we have the possibility. Yeah. But for sure, we're gonna have Alan Scott, the one that DC decided that suddenly is gay. We do have Jessica Cruz. Jessica Cruz. She's a Latina woman. We do have, I'm not sure if you're going to have Boz, but we do have Boz, which is a Arabic background man.
Oh.
We have Gardner.
Okay, so there's a lot of opportunity.
And apparently the show is going to be about multiple lanterns, so you're going to have a lot of them. Nice. And there's,
Okay.
About lanterns, never mind. I'm not going to touch that. But there's some rumors that Digo is going to show up on Superman and Lois. That's Green Lantern.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, it's barely a teaser, but HBO is working on a Friends reunion special. And we watched the teaser, but it's more like interviews with the cast saying, we won't do it.
It was not a teaser.
Yeah, we'll do it. It'll be so fun.
It was more to announce the date. There's a day set, so yeah.
And I totally missed the day, but it's happening.
Sure, it's got me. Yeah.
Okay, let's go over to network TV for some cancellations and renewals.
Yeah. That time of the year.
Yeah. So over at Fox, Prodigal Son is canceled, which is too bad. I really liked that one.
Yeah.
But and I don't know, that last episode ended so well.
Well, the first season.
No, first episode of the It was the last episode of the second season. Did we watch 2 seasons?
We didn't start second season.
Dang, that was all one season. Oof. All right. Well, the whole that's my girl. He goes, my girl. Yeah. Anyway, so Prodigal Son is canceled. But on more wholesome news, Call Me Kat has been renewed. That's the Mayim Bialik.
Surprisingly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was cute, but
it was cute. But I think the original only has 1 season, right?
Yeah, but it's a BBC
5 episodes.
show.
The British.
Like nothing. Yeah.
Maybe 3 episodes, and it's like, it's this show. It's show 3 episodes, 1 season.
Yeah. Anyway, how about CW? What's happening there?
CW, Black Lightning is gonna end. It's not canceled. It was set to end with this season. What else?
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu was renewed. The new Kung Fu was, I think it's like third iteration, fourth. Anyways, the new Kung Fu show was renewed. And Stargirl was renewed for season 3, even before it got season 2. So they have a long, medium life. They at least have 2 seasons guaranteed. Supergirl is gonna end. This is the last season. I think that's it. I think we don't know anything else about any other shows.
Not for CW.
I would not be surprised if Batwoman's cancelled, but there's a lot going on there. I don't know what's gonna happen. They killed Kate Kane, and now they're bringing back Kate Kane with a different actress. So now they have 2 Batwoman, one. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see. But there's nothing confirmed yet.
Okay. Both Conan and Young Rock, which were new NBC shows this year, both got renewed for season 2. So I'm not sure what Young Rock is gonna. Well, actually, no. They'll just keep going with the whole premise of like Dwayne Johnson as president, and people saying, "What are you going to do about this?" And he'll say, "That reminds me of a story." And so I guess that premise will hold up.
Meeting Prime Minister of England is like, oh
yeah.
That reminds me of the first time I had fish and chips back in Philly.
I know.
And then cuts back to
Okay. Well, either way, I'm enjoying both of those shows. So
they did do a whole memoir thing in a kind of a interesting, if not clever way. They do 3 moments, if not 3 decades of his life, in one season, different than other shows like Wonder Years or Everybody's Chris. That we follow them growing.
Where it's very linear.
In this one, he made it in a safe way that if it gets canceled, we had a glimpse of his childhood, his teenage years, and his beginning of adulthood. Yeah,
and I think it's just more interesting. It keeps. I don't know. It gives them like more variety and more interest, and fits the whole like Monster of the Week format. Like, here's this.
Yeah, the fact that we have him as an adult, it brings out everything together. If we didn't have him, if it was just a narrator, I don't think it would work. So in true, we actually have 4 versions of him. Yeah,
that's true. I don't know. We'll see. I'm so curious to see, like, over the next few years, like, is this really just an elaborate exploratory committee to launch a presidential campaign? Who knows? We'll find out.
Well, we do know that when Arnold Schwarzenegger ran for governor of California, before he ran, he always mentioned that his dream was to be the president. And he couldn't because the Constitution does not allow it. But he became a governor, which is probably the highest executive he could.
Yeah, I think so.
So he mentioned before, even before the show, even before this, this joke in the show, he mentioned that he would, or maybe he was already preparing. The show, like talking, because he knew he would do that for the show. I was like, either way, who knows?
Yeah, I don't, but time will tell. Okay, let's go over to ABC. Blackish has been renewed for season 8, but this will also be their last season, which is nice. They get a whole season to tie up the loose ends. I hate it when shows are just canceled.
Yeah. Another show that's gonna end is Mixed Dish, but because it was canceled.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know. It's not that interesting. It's not that funny or not that entertaining.
It hasn't worked.
Blackish sometimes is hilarious.
Yeah, and they've got great characters and.
But it's like it was a memoir show. It's based on the memories of one Rainbow Johnson, the wife from Blackish. I don't know. It didn't quite work. It lasted 2 seasons. Surprisingly, I thought it would last 1, but it did got a second, but not a third.
Yeah, I just don't think it was ever strong enough to stand on its own.
The Daughter is way more successful. I think they have like 4 or 5 seasons. What is it?
Grownish?
Grownish on Freeform.
Yeah.
but I guess it's the audience. I guess it's the platform. But yeah, it's definitely doing better. But yeah,
cool. Other cancellations were American Housewife, which has been on for a while. It's had a good run. For Life, Mixed-ish, and Rebel.
Rebel, the first season, so
yeah.
I mean, never said, but it looked weird, and I guess it didn't work.
Okay. They did renew a few comedies. The Goldbergs is still alive and kicking. Home Economics.
That was kind of surprising. I mean, it takes the spot of, I think it's the same time slot as Modern Family, so maybe it's inherit the audience for that. And having good numbers. I don't know. I have to check the numbers.
Yeah.
But so far, it's like pretty kind of bland.
It is. It is. Like, it's watchable, but like if we stop watching it, I wouldn't be that, like, I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, the things that when we watch the things, at least for me, is like the things I notice the most is like what's missing. Oh, this is missing this, is missing this, missing this. Even though they have like a lot of characters. Yeah. Yeah. But you know, they have kids, and so far, like a lot of shows these days, actually, the kids are non-existent. Yeah. They basically props. When you need them for the narrative, they show up, and we don't need. They don't exist.
Yeah. For example, Devontae on Blackish.
Yeah.
He was crucial for the plot for so long, and then I mean, I don't blame them. I imagine it's really tough to act with like a 2-year-old, but or to direct a 2-year-old, but still. Like,
but you know, that was a big part of the success of Modern Family, is that the kids were like important part of the plot all the time, not only when it was convenient. Same as the Goldbergs. The kids are like the heart of the show. Yeah. And in Blackish as well. This new shows like Home Economics. Yeah. Be Positive. It's like the kids. Yeah. Or even on the Tim Allen show, it's like they had the whole time jump. The younger kid disappeared.
Yeah. They don't even talk about him. Yeah. Which is weird. We just rewatched New Adventures of Old Christine. And same thing. Like
they made jokes about it.
They did make jokes about it, but like so much of the show is her being like a single mom, and then suddenly the kid is just not there anymore. Anyway.
But she did do a lot of stuff at school, even though the kid wasn't shown.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway. So yeah, Home Economics was renewed. Let's see, maybe it's gonna improve. But so far, it's on thin ice. If they got renewed, I assume is because they have good numbers, or because someone is sleeping with someone. Anyways.
Okay, let's go over to CBS. All Rise and The Unicorn have both
The Unicorn. Canceled. It was improving, but I guess
it was.
Not enough to survive. It had the guy is very talented. He's very versatile.
He is,
and he's doing. When they first announced that he would do comedy, I was like, "That's never gonna work," and it kind of did, surprisingly. Yeah. He's always the bad guy, and he's on Tarantino movies. He's in another TV show, Justified. He's on the Wives of the Sea. I can't remember the name of the other show. Anyways.
Be Positive.
Be Positive was new. We saw the finale, and it was so good. It wrapped things. So, it was like they should have ended there.
Yeah, and it would have been nice, like a nice, like good beginning, middle, end of the story. Yeah, it would have been good. But it's an American TV show, so it will continue.
Yeah, but you know, it could definitely be that things like you die as a hero or live long enough to become a villain. I think for the shows, it's like you close, you get cancelled, or you finish the show on the top, or you live long enough to become garbage. And it's have like plenty of shows that did that.
We need more George Costanzas to recognize when they've hit their high point. Be like, that's it. Yeah. I'm out.
No, there's like plenty of shows, and it looks like CBS likes that. You know, it's like 2.5 Men, over way too long. Big Bang Theory was way too long. It was like to a point that's like, what, they're gonna have babies but no, they not even got to that point. There's actually the final show, the final episode they did that. Modern Family, same thing. The last seasons were. Yeah. Anyways, not all shows have the sustenance and the strength to go, you know, a long run. and leaving people wanting more.
And sometimes like the story's done. The good story that you have to tell, it's okay for it to be over.
Yeah.
And
if you have a story, you know, if it's a show about nothing, you might
that can go on
forever.
For a while.
Yeah, that's why Larry.
Until you don't know what to do anymore, and you just put him in jail. But
that's yeah. We're hoping Larry David comes back soon.
Well, speaking of finales and endings and all that, TBS has announced the finale for Conan, and that's going to be an hour-long show on June 24th.
Yeah, after decades as a time talk show host, he's calling it. Technically, he's not calling it. He's going to get a show. Is HBO Max? I think it's HBO Max.
You fit it right in there.
Netflix, no, I think it's HBO Max. Soon, I think it's gonna be a weekly show. You know, Letterman is doing a show on Netflix. Who else? I think that's it. I think Letterman.
As far as talk show hosts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's possible. Another talk show host calling it quits or leaving or being fired. Who knows?
Oh,
it's Ellen DeGeneres. It's gonna be its last season. It was announced. The show struggled quite a bit after the claims and denounces that it's a terrible environment to work. And she said it's not her, but she's the top. If it's not her, it's someone under her. So if it's one of those cases that if you know, you are accomplice, and if you don't know, you are incompetent. You know, because you should know. Anyway,
and I think it's all magnified because her whole the whole brand of the show is like being nice and generosity and things like that. And so where it might just be like, well, that's Hollywood on another show. And on her show, it was. And
that's the thing. If it's true, the whole thing is a facade, so it makes it even worse.
Yeah, exactly. Like.
So. Anyways, the show's gonna end. Who knows? Maybe she's gonna get some other things to do. But the show that's another show that's been going on forever.
Yeah.
But opens a window for Drew Barrymore, for Tamron Hall, and Kelly Clarkson that are working on that area that type of show at the time of the day.
I'll move right in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
No. I think that's it.
Okay.
We did wearing Snyder just sleek shirt. We did try and enjoy the Justice League box from what's it called?
Wonderland at Home.
Wonderland at Home. Pretty fun.
Yeah.
And the food was really good.
Yeah, it was tasty. It was easy to make, even though there were a couple one of the dishes was a souffle, and it worked.
For me, it was surprised. A souffle, why? Anyways, but I guess it was like it's like homey American souffle. Is that
homey American?
It's like very homey food. It's very American.
No,
because that was supposed to be the food for Superman, Clark Kent, farm stuff.
So what they did there, they had a play on words. A lot of the flavors reference Kansas and like Middle America. They use like a lot of corn and things like that in the souffle. But they went with the souffle because it was a resurrection, right? It's about rising, and the whole thing with the souffle is rising, and Superman rose and just keep making this gesture.
But it was good. The box combined all those elements. It had AR, it had a game. Code to crack. It was a very interactive, very fun activity. And I can't know if it was good. It's not every day that you can say that you ate a belly burger.
Big belly burger.
Big belly burger. Which we did. It's like, it
was fun.
Let's hope they make more for other fictional realms out there.
Yeah, more like themed boxes to go with. Yeah, to go with universes, movies, whatever. Yeah. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Wonderland at Home, a fruit of the COVID, with everything closed. These restaurants created this activity, this interactive, what do they call? Experience. Yes, that's And we did it for anniversary.
Yeah.
And it was good. Yeah.
It was fun.
Okay, that's it for this week. We see you next week with more news and entertainment and
pop culture and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.